Legends in Training is an adult... Fuck. Legends in Training is a live play D&D podcast for adults. You can find content, warnings, and more in the episode description.
Hey guys, welcome to Legends in Training, Dungeons and Dragons podcast where we play Dungeons and Dragons and you listen to a podcast. With me are my wonderful friends and fellow players.
Hey, I'm Tyler, and we're back this week. We're playing Simon, Slithery Snake Paladin Boy.
Hi, I'm Phoenix, and this week I'm going to be playing Kix, who is a lovely man with lovely legs.
Kix? I thought it was Hops. Why have I been thinking Hops? He got uppies.
He does have uppies.
He's got big ups.
Hi, my name is Dakota, and I play Castiel, a soul knife rogue. And I think I just found my dad.
It's Madison, and I'm back playing our wonderful Grave Cleric Echo this week, and they are sick and tired of these bullshit family reunions.
Jealousy is a word.
Echo's always upset about something.
Always.
Something that's so happy.
What makes Echo happy?
Don't worry about it.
Weirdly enough, feet.
I knew I related to Echo the most.
Last time on Legends in Training.
Did you guys see that?
I do think we all saw it.
They were eating the light.
I think Psionica looks around at the group and tells everybody, well, it looks like we are running low on fuel.
You clearly care about Sai. You've shown that you can protect her. I'm going to have to be okay with that. Doesn't mean we have to be best buddies, but I'm cool with it.
Things are falling apart here. And I almost wonder if she should just go with you. What if you leave and that's the last time you see her?
I think we lost maybe 3 days worth of fluid. Hey-ya! It's very strange that we don't have shadow beasts tailing us anymore. You feel your heart begin to pump very hard. You become very warm, almost like you're being embraced. It feels extremely familiar to you, like you've been in this darkness your whole life. You look down at your hands, at your feet, and you can see swirls of blackness spinning around them. One thing you don't feel is fear. It feels like you're meant to be here. And then you hear something, another one of those screams. Only it sounds way closer. And you also begin to feel something else. As you stand there, you hear pebbles around you begin to start rattling. You can feel the ground pulsate with these small tremors.
Being that close, did the scream feel more recognizable?
No.
Guys, I think something's coming.
We're in trouble. The shadow beasts begin to start pouring in. Everyone roll me initiative. And we'll decide from there. Ooh.
That was a natural 20.
Ooh. What's your dexterity?
It's a -1, so it's a 19.
Gotcha.
No, it's still a nat 20.
It's still a nat 20. I just needed to know who goes first out of the 2 nat 20s.
16.
Yay.
You don't sound happy, dude.
I don't.
What'd you roll?
I rolled a 4. That's not what I'm unhappy about.
What'd you roll? Choco?
Inspiration.
Okay.
Should have just kept going. Curiosity got the best of us.
Fuck me.
What'd you get?
I went from a 3 to a 1.
Nice. Like a crit fail one?
Yeah.
Nice. Okay.
Which is a 10, because I have +9.
What'd you get? You didn't tell me what you got. You just said
3.
it was bad. Okay. Cool. Ow. Fuck. I
just
forgot
pushed
how
the
that
wrong end.
pin worked. And I just stabbed myself. Anyway, Psionica goes first. She immediately tries to run in towards where the light is still remaining. She looks at all of you, and you can tell she is panicked. She doesn't know what to do. She doesn't know what the best step is for this. And she looks at Cass and goes, hey, Cass, if you've got something crazy you can do, you talked a lot of game earlier this week. And She throws a dagger out into the darkness and lands on one of the shadows. Straight into its head. It lets out a and kind of fades away, but in its place, 2 more appear. And she goes, fuck, 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 fuck. And then it moves on to Echo's turn.
Echo, how far away is the big thing?
I think I said the bubble was like 45 feet round.
Perfect. So then Echo's just gonna cast spiritual weapon like right fucking there and just hit it.
Yeah, I bet. Do it. What does your spiritual weapon look like?
It's a shovel.
Right.
It's a shovel for digging graves.
Right.
Yeah. Ew. Everything should be full, I think. So that would be a 15.
15 does not hit.
Does not hit. Fantastic. Bonus weapon, bonus action with it, I can hit it again.
Sure.
Does a unnatural 20 hit?
An unnatural 20 hits.
Fantastic. So that's the 1d8. Where is it? It's going to be 7.
You see as
Force damage.
Your shovel goes to slam into this being, and it's kind of phases through it. It definitely is affected by its body kind of being disturbed, but definitely not like
a lot.
It's not like you fucking shot somebody in the head and they died.
That's fair.
It takes some damage, but not much. Next, Kick.
So looking at like where they're pouring in from, does it look like it's just a wave of them, or like there's a number, like a set number?
It looks like the wave is the perfect example of what it looks like. It looks like a tidal wave of shadow beasts kind of pouring in.
And so, and they're basically not stopping. And when Sionica threw the one, they're just splitting into 2. So it doesn't seem like, so from what Kix can gather, they don't seem like we seem like we're going to get trampled.
Right.
And there's nothing that we can do to stop it. So the only thing we can do is run. Where's our ostriches?
Why do I feel like we're playing a level of Vampire Hunter?
I don't know, dude.
Damn it, I forgot my garlic.
That's what the bubble was.
One of the ostriches has been completely engulfed in shadow.
Hope it was not mine.
Whose ostrich was it? I feel like you should roll
Everybody roll a d20 real quick. Highest one or lowest one, it's their ostrich.
7.
7.
19.
It was 2 ostriches.
Wait,
let me roll Psy once. Oh no, it definitely wasn't hers.
We should roll.
All right, roll off.
Since you already said 1.
Who's ostrich?
It's mine. It's Echo's ostrich.
Echo, the one
ostrich
ostrich
is dead. Damn.
Okay,
you can see that it's been swallowed into shadow.
Oh no.
So
it lets out one last honk.
Oh no.
Cry.
So Kix lets out a so as we can all see, we're gonna get trampled. So I suggest everyone get on their ostriches and we run.
All right, is that your turn?
Yeah, well, he's running to his ostrich to jump on. And
I'd say you definitely have time to get on the ostrich and start moving towards where are you going? Where are you running?
Forward, because they can't get around at least the front
So
of it.
the trembling and stuff is coming from behind you. Mm-hmm. The opening where the shadows are pouring is in front of you.
Say we go back.
Go back.
At least until we can see, like, maybe there's some way, like maybe there's like they're in a clump and maybe we can get around them.
You start heading backwards. By the way, this trembling is starting to get loud as fuck. Next, it is the shadows' turns. A couple fly in, break away from the wave, and Kix, since you kind of ran back, they're not going to be able to get to you, but everyone else is going to get 1 attack on them. Does a 12 hit Cass?
No.
Does a 11 hit Echo?
No.
Does a 12 hit Simon?
No.
Does this hit Sionica? Yes.
Oh no.
Interesting. Thank you, Dice.
That's a lot. I think your sister just died.
Whoa. Okay. So you guys see as the shadows come in, and one takes a swipe at each one of you, and you manage to definitely dodge it. You see Psionica sees all of you and is like, everyone just stay careful, stay aware. And as she's saying that, a shadow kind of flies through her from her back, and it flies out of the other side, and you see her crumple to her knees. And you can see her breath coming out, which isn't something you guys have seen up to this point. But you can see her exhaling and like the condensed air kind of puffing out of her mouth.
Can I use shield scroll on other people?
I don't think so.
Is it just self?
I think it's just self. Because that's how the shield spell works, is on self, unfortunately. Next, Cass, it's your turn.
How far away am I from my ostrich?
Maybe 5-10 feet. So let's say 10.
And I can't bamf her with me.
You can't bamf her with you. It's not Thunderstep.
Cass, grab her and leave.
Well, that's what we're all doing.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to...
Yeah.
Could I get on the ostrich and get to her?
You can probably grab her and get on the ostrich, yeah.
Yeah, then I'm going for that.
Cool. You guys get towards the cusp of the back end of the bubble. Okay? Does that work?
Yeah.
Cool. Simon, it's your turn, bub.
2 of the ostriches got taken, didn't they?
One of the ostriches got taken.
Echo's ostrich is gone.
Grab the tiny one.
And 2 of us are only on one ostrich, so there's still a free ostrich.
How fast does the big thing move?
You mean the Reaper? The Reaper isn't moving. The Reaper got swallowed into the shadow.
So he's not there anymore?
You can't. I'm telling you, there is a massive, like, tsunami level wave of shadows pouring in towards you. What does Simon do?
Wait, if he tore the bubble, what if we turn the lamps off and turn them back on? Would it create a new bubble?
That's kind of how the bubbles work, isn't it?
You can try and be in complete darkness for any amount of time with a bunch of shadows.
That's a good point,
completely
too.
swarming you.
That's an excellent point.
Look,
But it would push him back, right?
I'm going to try something that will for sure push him back.
For sure. All right.
I think it will. I think it might.
We'll see.
He's about to Vegeta this.
He blows up.
So everything's kind of swarming around me. Do I see like a specific creature kind of centered in any of them? Or is it just shadow?
It's just, I mean, you see creatures. Have you ever seen The Mummy with Brendan Fraser?
Mm-hmm.
There's the scene at the very end where they say like the last words and all the shadow things start running towards him and like they suck him back into hell.
Right.
It looks like that. Fucking arms and mouths and shadow beasts.
So what I'm going to attempt to do is basically make an explosion of light
Yeah.
by combining 2 abilities.
Right.
So Simon's going to lift his sword,
Okay.
and I'm going to attempt to strike at the closest thing to me.
Yeah.
But what I will do is use Squire of Solamnia, which allows me to, when I make a weapon attack roll against a creature, I can cause the attack to have advantage, and if it hits, I'll roll a d8 and add the number rolled as a bonus to the damage roll. But what I'm also going to do as a bonus action is activate Divine Favor, so that empowers me with Divine Radiance. My weapon attack deals an extra 1d4 radiant damage on hit.
Okay.
So I'm going to attempt to do this advantage attack. Mm-hmm. And
You're going to need a 17.
good, because I rolled a 17.
Awesome.
And as it hits, I'm going to activate Divine Smite.
Hell yeah.
So I don't know if you want me to roll damage.
Yes.
Okay, so I'll do weapon damage.
I don't know if you want me to roll damage.
Roll that beautiful bean foot.
2d6 plus 2.
Roll that beautiful green beans.
There was no R's.
Let's see, that's 12 plus a d8 for Squire of Solamnia. That's 15. Divine Favor, 16. And since I hit, I'm going to do the Divine Smite. 2d8 plus an extra d8 if the target is undead.
No, it's not undead.
Undead or a fiend.
All right, you get your dice.
There it goes.
So I'm already at 15.
You've obtained your dice. So now roll that footage of Bean.
That's 30 total points of damage.
30?
And with Divine Smite and Prayer of Radiance or whatever the hell it's called, Divine Favor, the goal is to, yes, destroy as much as I can, but to also make an explosion of light to give us as much leeway as possible. And as soon as I see that it works, if it does, it's your...
Right.
Flash bomb.
Yeah, essentially.
So you all see as Simon smacks into this tsunami of shadow, and you see a massive explosion of light. It pushes back a lot of the shadow. It pushes them back towards the entrance that was ripped open. For a moment, everything stops. The tremors that you felt stop. The shadows are stuck and stunned. They are stunned by the light.
You got this, man.
I don't know what happened to me, dude. Had to hit the reset button. They're completely stunned for a moment.
And at that moment, leave while you can. Then I'll make my attempt to get on an ostrich and go. But the goal was to create an opening for everybody else to go.
You definitely do that. All right. We go back to the top.
But like I said, at the end of that turn, I ran to an ostrich.
Yeah, I hear you. Okay. Psionica's turn. I'm going to roll a dice. Good. Next. Echo?
Yeah, I guess we're running towards the ostriches. I don't know where the closest one is. I think now at this point, Echo's the furthest one away.
You can get an ostrich. It's not a problem. You don't want to 5 feet. You get to the edge of the bubble just like everybody else. Does anybody grab the light and take it with y'all?
Fuck.
Is that a
I
thing?
thought they were
It's
like,
okay to just assume that someone did. I just want to make
I thought
sure.
they were attached to like the saddles, so we weren't. So
Yeah.
we're not just like this.
Yeah, it's fine.
For 8-hour rides.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Luckily,
That
it
was-
wasn't Echoes. It wasn't on Echoes, you know?
Yeah, right?
Well, I figured it was on like the leaders, which would have been you two and Sai.
Cool.
I
I
have.
would assume it was on Psionica.
That y'all were kind of carrying the rear and the front and carrying the
Cool.
lanterns.
So the
y'all
bubble
know how to
kind
manage
of moves
them.
with y'all. The bubble is a sad word for the semicircle that is remaining, but you all get on your ostrich and you start to head back towards the back. You hear the trembling start picking up again. Moves on to Kick. Kick, you have a lead here. Everybody else is kind of a little bit behind you on the way out of the back side of this bubble.
On the bubble, I know they were like kind of slapping on the glass of the bubble or whatever. Since we're going backwards, can I make a right? And are they still going to be on the side? Like, I want to go back and then just turn right to see if we can just get around to keep going forward.
Right. At this point, with the amount of bubble that is kind of
Kind of shake them off.
falling apart, you'll have to. It's going to be more like if you had a semicircle in front of you and one half of it was a bunch of shadows coming towards you, and the other half of it was the side that you guys were in, and directly to the back of that was the rumbling. You could either go up a little bit and out or down a little bit and out.
So would you say our bubble kind of looks like a crested moon?
Like a battering
Almost.
ram.
It looks exactly like half a moon.
Either up or out or down and out.
Yeah. So you can take one of the sides out and try and take a look if that's what you want to do.
Or I can keep going to get like a little distance and then attempt.
You guys are kind of very limited on distance at this point. It went from a 45 foot long circle to half of that. So 23 feet, which is weird numbers. But basically there's enough room for you guys and your ostriches right now.
I yell to the group. I'm like, so we're going to go down and then we're going to go out.
You just hear Simon yell, "Just go." Just go.
So that means you probably grabbed Sai's ostrich, which might have one of the lanterns on it.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Oh.
If that's our assumption.
I thought we only had like one lantern. Am I wrong?
Yeah, it's just one lantern.
Okay, yeah. So I imagine that.
So,
it's
great. So Echo
probably-
has it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Echo can go down and out. That's fine.
You begin to start heading. Cool. You run to the edge of the bubble again as it's moving with you guys and Echo. But you guys do see the bubble is slowly being deteriorated, basically. Cass. Oh, wait. Sorry. It's the ghost turn. Let me do a little ghost stuff real quick. One for Simon. 18. Nice.
I'm completely shielding Sonica with my own body, by the way.
That's fine. How much health do you have?
32.
Okay, I took 20. I was worried. I forget what level you guys are, so I was worried I was doing too much damage to everybody.
Level 3.
Cool.
Yeah, level 3.
Just the right amount of damage to everybody. Cass. 15. Hit.
Armor class is 15.
Meets a beat.
Shield.
You bastard. And Echo.
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 12.
No.
Well, there goes the shield scroll.
Well, it was fun while it lasted. At least I got my claws into someone. Now it is Cass's turn.
Cool. Guess I'm going to play healer and pop one of these heal pots into her mouth.
Cool.
I can't do anything. I had to get on an ostrich.
7 points of healing.
Cool. So, you pop the healing potion for 7 points. Psionica restlessly kind of wakes up. Cass? And then her eyes kind of widen and she kind of comes to and she's like,
It's okay. We're moving.
fuck, this is real. And she kind of tries to help you get control of the ostrich and is like, what happened? Where are we? What?
We're running.
How long have I been out?
Only a few seconds.
Okay. And she looks around and sees how much the bubble has deteriorated and says, we're going to die here.
No, we're not.
Is that all your turn is? That potion? That's it?
Yeah, I figured that was a full action to do that.
Cool. Simon. Psyduck.
I'm going to use a bonus action to cast bam, 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 Shield of Faith on myself.
Good fucking luck, dude. So that's what, a +2 to your AC? Now I got to roll a 20. I got to pretend I rolled a 20 over here.
18. Let's not get too ahead of ourselves.
Cool.
That's my bonus action. Did I make it to an ostrich or am I still going
everybody's
towards
on
it?
an ostrich. You guys are all moving. You guys are all together about in like a 20-foot cube.
I'm going to just keep running.
And the base keeps running.
I'm going to lay on hands myself.
How much? All 20? Or 15?
Yeah.
Yeah, he is. Pussy.
And then I'm just going to try to I'm going to just keep bringing up the rear and try to coax things into targeting me.
Cool. It moves back to Psionica's turn.
Just swinging my sword around
She reaches her hand out and the dagger that you two share appears and she throws it into the shadows. Hits with a 17. She throws another dagger. It connects and you hear one of the shadows squeal out in pain. But just like last time, when she connects, one dies. It's just replaced by 2 more. There's so many. It's not like she's hitting one and it's causing 2 more to appear. It's just that's the volume you guys are dealing with coming at you right now. So much coming at you. Echo?
Yeah.
It is your turn.
So, Word of Radiance is whatever I can see. There's no limit.
Yeah.
So, can I just have them make a massive Constitution saving throw?
Sure you can. 19?
Motherfucker.
Can I make them fail?
Yeah, because it's...
How? Tell me how first, and we'll see.
I make an insulting face at them.
Oh, damn. It's a shame they don't have emotions.
Dude, here.
Squawk at him.
Yeah, because I can't cast 2 spells in one turn, even if it's a bonus action, so that's all Echo has.
Is Word of Radiance a cantrip or a spell?
Cantrip. Isn't that
You
still
can cast a
magic?
spell. No. Cantrips are separate from spells.
I insult them and thieves can't.
None of them understand you, weirdly enough.
Crazy.
Yeah, you thieves can't do that shit.
Yeah, I'm just gonna. Then Echo's gonna throw Shield of Faith on Psionica and just keep pushing forward on the.
Cool.
Are we still running towards the thing that's making the tremors?
No, we're
Oh, I thought we were running
trying to
towards
run
that.
away
You're
from
breaking off down.
Sideways. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm still gonna cast Shield of Faith on
No, that's
Psionica.
fine. Cool. Sounds good. Kicks. What do you do next, child?
Kick them.
Kicks him.
Yeah, we're just gonna keep running.
Yeah, the man's name is Kicks. Our poor
Keeps
melee
on
user
running.
back here can't do anything really.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Ghost time. One for Simon. Castiel. 22. You gonna shield that, you little bitch? Go ahead and roll this damage. Figure it out. That was a D20. Holy shit. What? That would have been fucking shitty of me. Oh my fucking god. How much health do you have?
28.
Oh, cool. I did 27. So you're still up. That's pretty good. Kicks, with how small the circle has gotten, I'm going to say that they're getting to the point where they can kind of catch up and attack you. 16 going to hit Kicks.
Yes.
That's 9 damage to Kicks. 9 damage. And lastly, let's see if I can hit Echo. Untouchable.
Completely.
Untouchable.
Did you hit Psionica too?
I didn't.
Can you
I'll
not?
give it a shot.
Can you not? She's only sitting on like 7 hit points.
With the Shield of Faith, she is untouched.
It was.
Something
If it
about
makes
it.
anyone feel better, I was like this in school too.
We're good. All right, cool.
Were
Ghost
you
turns.
that kid at school that was like, you forgot to collect our homework?
No, not that bad.
Hey, Cass, it's your turn. What do you do, bud? You hear the screams. The scream is now, it seems like screams in response to other screams, and there's a yell here and a yell there.
I
and the
only take
tremors.
half damage. I bamfed earlier, so I'm resistant to all.
For how long? That Banff was a while back, dude.
It's only been a few rounds of combat. It's maybe
It was
been
before combat, though.
You have to negotiate the time limit
He's
here.
like, shut the fuck up, dude.
oh, just for a round.
I'm sorry, dude.
Yep.
So what do you do at 1 hit point? If it means anything, I haven't attacked you guys ostriches yet. That's pretty nice, right?
That was pretty nice of you.
I guess I'm gonna pop my last healing pot.
All right.
Healing pots are just 1d4, right?
Pretty sure it's 2d4 plus 2 for a lesser. That's how you knew he rolled a 1 on the first d4. He was like, it's more than 1 dice,
Actually,
right?
the first one was 4.
That was worth a shot. I tried to
that's
be funny.
9.
Fucking
It was,
podcast.
buddy.
For Psionica only rolled 1d4, so I'm gonna roll the second
Sure.
one for hers, which is another 3 points for her. And I got 9. She was at 7, so 7 plus 3 is 10.
She's right at 10.
Yeah, she died for a second there. We were making saving throws, I guess.
What did I
made
just
one.
get? 4 and a 3, so plus 9. Oh, actually, I just did damage to myself.
I need Sandira and Arania to know that Echo and Castiel don't want to hear fuck all about your woodland adventure when they get back.
We got a nice dinner.
We made a cool friend. He's a little
You
stupid.
can go fuck yourself.
We're also currently running from giants, and that
No, you not yet. Not yet. You guys haven't even gotten to the giants yet. I think you heard them. in
You
the
don't know if
distance.
it's giants.
Yeah.
Cass, what are you doing with this fucking turn? You drank your potion, now what? Nothing?
Drank the potion, and can I hold a bonus action
What is the action you're trying to hold?
to disengage?
Why would you hold that?
I guess I would just attempt to disengage from what we were just attacked by and try to move up a bit.
Sure. That just you do that.
Cool. We got to put these birds in full-wheel drive.
Who was that? Who the fuck was that dude? Why is he not in this game?
unfortunately, I don't think that's how it works.
All of a sudden, you notice a switch on the ostrich you haven't seen before.
Simon's been around this enough. Does he know what attracts these things? Do they look for? What do they look for?
Light, probably first and foremost. They know that light means there's food somewhere, as long as they wait for it to go out. It's kind of hard to study them without being constantly in danger. That being said, the people who have studied them are the people that have been sitting safely in a bubble, watching it just kind of run into the bubble over and over again, hungrily at them. You know, like an Attack on Titan, when they first discover the Titans and they're like, they eat all the people and then they throw them up. Like, why do they even eat the people?
Yeah.
It's kind of that vibe.
Unbeknownst to everyone else, I think I'm going to hold an action.
Okay. To do what?
As soon as the light from the bubble goes out, I'm going to light a torch.
Cool. Sounds good.
I don't know if I can say this. Like, what if we throw a torch? You know, if some of them go, then maybe it's like, you know, oh, we say like,
fuck it, I got 10 of them. I light a torch and throw it.
Cool. Sounds good. It's the end of I think it's fourth round of combat. The last bits of light begin to fade from the lantern. Simon ignites a torch and throws it. A very small amount of light is there. You guys see as the swarm of shadows, a piece breaks off and devours that light. You guys see blue shards of something flying through the air. And you hear that scream as something flies through the air and starts piercing into the shadows. And as it pierces into them, they explode. And the wave slowly starts falling back until it's back to the Grim Reaper standing in front of everyone. And you guys see as 6 arrows come flying towards that Grim Reaper, stab it, explode. It seemingly is gone in that instance. You hear it let out a wail, a ghostly, nasty wail. It's gone. And you guys are left in darkness for a moment. And then you see some more of this iridescent light blue light dangling around the necks of a large group of individuals. Looks like a lot of shadow elves, but they don't look as prim and proper and well kempt as the rest of the ones that you have seen before. These look more rugged. Some of them barely have enough cloth to cover their no spots.
Very tribal-esque.
Very. And you notice it's a lot of fucking dudes, dude. It's a fuck ton of dudes. You hear that scream one last time from the middle of the tribe as it starts to... Everyone in the tribe begins to stop moving and separate at the center of this path that they are creating. You see another shadow elf. This one is wearing a couple of different pieces of clothing, a little more well-kempt. Seems maybe like the leader of the group. You know him well. He's finally back to kick some tail. He's wearing a lot more of this iridescent glowing blue stone, and he begins to walk towards the group.
Simon kind of comes out in front.
He looks at you, and his gaze meets yours. He nods to you, and then he turns directly towards Cass. And as he walks up, he reaches one of his hands up to you, and in that hand is an iridescent blue rock. It comes up towards you and shines a small light on your face. And in this moment, you feel warm in this darkness. It's almost a word I discovered when I had a newborn, womb-like. That's how safe it feels in this darkness. And that light comes up and shines into your face, and you hear, "My boy." Is it really you?
Who do you think I am?
My boy.
Dad?
And he wants to bring you in for a hug.
I go in for a cautious hug.
Cool. The hug you get, you can, through your life of desperation and survival, there's no malice. There's no like he's left himself entirely open in this hug.
I lean into it. It's a warm embrace.
He hugs you and he says, Castiel, it's been so long. I never thought I'd see you again. We finally, after searching for so long, we finally found you. Are the rest of the children with you?
Sai is here with us.
His eyes sparkle. And
the rest of the children? How many children?
Do you not know what happened to all of you?
Oh, the other kids who got snatched away. Oh, I thought you meant there were more siblings.
No, just the two. Oh, Lord. No, the rest of the children.
No, we all got separated after a while. We went through some kind of encampment of training and basically being weaponized as child soldiers, and not many made the cut, and so they just disposed of those who didn't.
Tears begin to sort of pour from his face as he brings you back in close and says, I'm sorry your life must have been so difficult just because we couldn't get to you. I'm sorry. We've done everything we can. I assure you, we just, after you all disappeared, we did what we could, but we couldn't find a trace of where you'd gone.
Me and Sai survived as well as we could. It only cost me an arm.
He looks at it and you can tell like he's kind of shooken to his core a little.
It happened a while back. I've adjusted.
Right.
It's actually come in quite handy. I've got different models now, and they do different things. And the kind of line of work that we've been entangled in, it's come in handy.
It's good to hear that your mechanical arm has become handy. But where is your sister? And at about this point, Sionica kind of comes from behind you and goes, hello? And he begins to tear up again and tries to wrap you both up in a hug. And I think Sionica lets it happen. And I'm assuming Castiel does as well.
Yeah.
And he goes, I've missed you both so long. Come, let's set up camp and get everything ready. And Sionica looks at him and goes, we don't have a light. We'll attract shadow beasts. They'll kill us.
Yeah, why haven't you been attacked?
I'll explain it all soon. But for now, let's make sure that the camp is set.
And why haven't you checked in with Mom? She's worried sick.
I know. But what we found while searching for you is too important to have been able to come back. And the last thing we wanted to do was return and disappoint everyone with our failure. We'd rather die out here searching for all of you.
So all these others with you, they're also parents of the ones who
They're
lost
all
children.
just a bunch of dudes. Just a bunch of parent dudes. See a couple beer guts here and there.
Bunch of dads looking for their kids.
Bunch of fucking dads looking for their kids. Well, anyway, all of you, you're more than welcome. I'm not sure who all of you are, but you're more than welcome to come along, and we'll get camp set up for everyone. And
oh, that might be your new future son-in-law.
Hi, I'm Simon.
he gives you a nice, firm handshake. You can see he's very lean, but there's a lot of strength behind his handshake.
Yeah, I mean, he sees Simon's get up and his like big axe and stuff. I'm like, I'm a watcher. That's kind of where I met Sionica.
That's good. Watchers are very much a very useful branch. I appreciate your service.
Do our best.
I imagine the dad handshake of the boyfriend where it's just a hair too strong.
Well, I mean, Simon's pretty fucking strong, so
Yeah.
I'd say it's kind of more Predator handshake-esque.
We're just two big, strong dudes from the same place, man. Like he understands my role pretty well.
Yeah. He starts calling out different orders to some different people. One thing you notice, they're all shadow elves, obviously. all of them have sort of markings on them that are in that same luminous blue, that tealish blue color. All of their eyes are shining that blue color, and pieces of their armor here and there look like they have some kind of metal material that is shining that blue. And
do I remember any of the kids from way back when?
Roll me a history.
First roll of the session.
And it's a
3. No, I don't know.
17.
17.
14 off. Good one.
This was a long time ago for you. So far back that it's like before you and Psionica were out in the streets of the desert, Slaghaven, the desert city that you found to be home for a while. One of the reasons that it's kind of hard to think of is just how traumatic it was. But you do remember one time while you were sleeping, both of you were sleeping in your beds, you remember being woken up to being in somebody's arms, kind of bound up, and you saw other kids that you knew that were all taken together, and as a group they were all brought over to this giant white room, and from there you began like training and like kind of creepy, like super soldier-esque setup.
Child soldiers.
Yeah. Because shadow elves, they knew that you all have like this affinity for the shadow, and they were trying to harness that and create a group of thieves. With a 17, you don't really recall any of the people that were up top or any of the like people involved necessarily, but you remember the outfits that were worn were very like hazmat suit kind of set up. So a lot of faces covered. Anytime you heard somebody, it was through a sending stone speaker. They kept you very isolated for a long time. At some point, something happened that caused you all to break out, but you can't. The trauma of the incident kind of is making it difficult for you to remember things. You definitely do know that some kids died. No one said like this kid is dead, but they dropped and they
just didn't show up the next day at training.
They didn't get back up. Yeah. Their bodies got dragged out and whatnot. I'm going to say no, I don't think after such a long amount of time, you probably don't really have a lot of connections. They kind of kept you guys away from speaking to each other. And because of that, that's kind of where you and Psionica developed that kind of connection. That's where you realized you had that connection and kind of honed it to where you could kind of sense what each other were doing, you know?
Right.
And so as you're kind of recollecting everything and trying to remember and dig up this past trauma, everyone else is setting up camp. You see...
hey, Kix, Echo, you guys want to help me set up camp while they have their little family reunion?
Of course. Absolutely.
You see all of these dudes, they're just kind of setting up tents. You see a couple of them start these fires. They throw some dust or something into this fire pit looking thing, and it begins to ignite in this bright, luminous teal color.
And you guys, for the first time, notice Simon is not small no matter how I portray him. He's big like these guys. Damn it. Big Simon.
Echo, well, these guys aren't big. They're all very lean, very fit individuals.
Buff Snake.
How's setting up tents going, Echo?
Echo's really, really curious about these like crystal pendants that everyone's got.
Right.
Echo isn't even actually helping. Echo's like more so focused now because it's obvious that's what worked.
Simon looks over at Kix like, we got a helpful one.
Yeah, I suppose.
After a while, the camp is kind of set up. Is there anything any of you guys are doing while the setup is happening?
Hicks is kind of watching, kind of trying to observe all the men, see if there's anything like funky going on with them. Because with the blue light in their eyes, kind of like it gives Kicks a little, what's the word I'm looking for? Yeah, heebie-jeebies.
Yeah, heebie-jeebies.
What do you mean by funky? What funky stuff are you looking for?
If they're acting normal, if that makes any sense. Not zombie-ish, sickly.
Okay, yeah. They don't seem to all be controlled by something.
Yes.
You can roll an insight if you want to get a little bit deeper dig on that.
Oh, like hive mindy.
Yeah. 9.
A 9. They all seem pretty straightforward. It looks like they all know their tasks. So, I mean, I guess you could kind of see it as hive mind-y, but it's also got the same kind of vibe of just like everybody knows their job when it comes to setting up.
Oh, because they've been doing this for a hot minute.
Exactly. At some point,
I think it's been like almost 20 years.
yeah, it's been a while. I mean, time's a little loopy between all the planes and stuff, but it's been a long time, clearly. A lot of them have fully grown beards, and like some of them are balding. At some point, Knox, your father, begins to kind of rally everybody and tells them, "Tonight, we feast. We celebrate the finding of my son and my daughter, and the hopeful opportunity to find all of your children as well." And everybody begins to start cheering. Some people bring out some instruments. The campfire starts getting a little wily.
Is that a pan flute?
I look over at Sai and I was like, and I whispered, or you know what? We have the mind connection still. So I'll psychically to her.
Yeah.
That is Dad, right? I'm trying to be more open than what happened with Mom. Is that Dad?
I don't... It's been so long. I
mean, Mom has pictures, right? Have you seen any of Dad?
Mom doesn't really talk about Dad ever since he left and she became a maiden. She's kind of been... She doesn't really talk about anything outside of maiden work. That interaction between you and her interaction when she found me, that's kind of the most she's broken character, I guess.
And you just never asked?
Well, one time I kind of hinted at it, but she just really didn't seem like she wanted to talk about it. And she told me that he went out into the Shadow Plains looking for us like she did you, but I don't know. It's just weird. It was just really weird to talk about it with her, and I didn't feel comfortable like prying.
Fair enough.
Around about this time, your dad does come over to you and Psionica talking. He kind of grabs both of you by the hand and says, "All right, you both deserve answers. Come on." And he leads you guys to this big tent, a big chief tent, the king of the tents.
That's intense.
And you guys walk in, and it's just you guys and him, a blanket in the center with some pillows, and he sits down, crisscross applesauce, and says, "All right, so first things first, how are both of you?"
Seen better days.
That's fair.
There's much bigger things going on. It's a bit overwhelming, honestly.
What do you mean? What do you have going on?
I mean, there's the giants have gone mad in the Fey realm. It's
Giants.
Everything's tied to these portals, and they're opening up all over the place. I mean, it's how I accidentally wounded back up here and ran into Sai, and we're headed. Where are we headed again, sis?
We're heading to Lunas.
Headed to Lunas. I have to get back to the rest of the people I've been traveling with, because there's much bigger things at play here. There's this group called the Hidden Daggers, and they're entrapping all the unicorns to make unicorn weapons out of their hair, and shit has hit the fan.
My boy's grown up into a warrior, and I didn't help at all.
I wish I had a choice in that.
Well, hopefully, after we're done talking here, you'll be given some opportunities you didn't know you had. Psionica, you have things as well. that if you feel worthy of, you are definitely entitled to. All right. Well, let's start from the beginning. After you were all gone, me and one of my very close friends put together a group. All of the fathers that had lost children would not accept their loss permanently. We began with all the supplies necessary for a very long trek out in the Shadow Plains. We were aware of the dangers. We had enough lantern light for a few weeks. We didn't know how long we'd be out there. We'd come back if we needed more supplies. But at the end of it, it was just us versus the plains. During our expedition, we came across an old civilization, small town maybe, of forgotten material. We read some texts there and learned a little bit about ourselves. So what was once an expedition slowly became sort of a pilgrimage. We learned a little bit more about our race and just how deeply connected we are to this plane. Castiel Psionica, have you ever heard of the King of Shadows or the Queen of Light?
Have I?
Or religion?
Flat roll. That's cocked.
Oh, cock.
16.
16. In some research here and there that you've done for hits on some certain people, you've had to do some sort of religious research here and there. And in some of your passings, you have seen mentionings of the King of Shadows and the Queen of Light. It is said that they are sort of the gods that see over the balance in the Shadow Plains. One complements the other entirely. They are betrothed gods known to be in deep, deep romanticized relationship. Your sister pipes up and says, the Queen of Light, that's who the maidens worship. Your father goes, exactly. But she is only part of a beautiful relationship. The King of Shadows was lost for some reason that we aren't sure of. We found the texts. We learned that the men of our race have a ritual that can be done that allows us to become one with Shadow, just as the females of our race have the opportunity to become maidens of light. And with that, the creation of ultimate love begets the ultimate power. For the brighter the light, the stronger the shadow. We found the text that explained how to do this ritual. And because of it, we have some of this appearance you see here. And he shows, like, his arms, and you see how, like, parts of his veins look almost like you can see the blue light kind of pulsing through him.
It almost looks alive.
Yeah, and it's kind of like a tattoo that's like it looks like a holographic Pokemon tattoo. Like
It's Tupac.
And his eyes are blue, and he even tells you that there's more, and depending on how well the ritual goes, some have become even more powerful than he is. He also mentions, as well as the ritual, we discovered starshine, and he pulls out a hunk of rock that is that blue color, and he goes, this ore we found and harvested and have fashioned into weapons. It is very proficient against those of shadow and those of light. So while we prepared for the ritual, we had the tools needed to defend ourselves. And on the night that we proceeded with the ritual for most of our tribe, we were attacked by shadow. The shadow beasts began to climb over the walls of the ancient fallen apart city. But once we completed the ritual, it was as if we had become one. The shadow accepted us, and the beasts returned to their normal state. These beasts are no more dangerous than your traditional beast of burden or a lion in the jungle. Now, while that sounds dangerous, if you don't try finding the lion in the jungle, you can generally survive. And that's what we did. And if anything came to attack, we had the tools necessary to defend ourselves. And he shows you like a quiver of starshine arrows, and the fact that his armor is studded with this starshine ore. Castiel, if you are indeed in dire straits and you require more power to assist your friends, I can give you at least something as your father if you're willing to take this ritual and become a child of the King of Shadows.
Do you still have these texts?
Yes.
Could I take a look at them?
Sure.
I'd like to know what I'm signing up for.
Of course. Of course. I understand. It's a lot and it can be scary. I completely understand if you're cautious. And Psionica at this point is like, well, what's in it? What's the point? Like, what do I get out of this? And he looks at Psionica and says, yours requires a bit more of an awakening. Are you aware of how the Maidens of Light get their power? And she kind of looks to the side a little bit and is like, yeah, totally. I know that. Yeah. I knew that for like ever. Well, since it's based on deep emotion and sort of a severance of all material desire, other than that of blinding light, there's a little bit of an incompleteness to it. You could become one of the first true Maidens of Light. We've read texts where if you can surpass the ritual at the right time, in the right circumstance, then there's an opportunity for you to actually become what was intended by the Queen of Light. A light that can generate enough shadow to protect the land. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna need to read a little bit of this stuff.
Could she not do the same ritual that you're allowing me to do?
From what we've read, the male is able to do the ritual of shadow. The female does the ritual of light.
And I look at Sai like, what do you want?
I don't know.
You want to glow it up?
I don't know. I mean, I guess it depends on what we read.
Yeah, let's figure it out.
Cool. Everybody else. There's plenty of food. There's jams going on.
Like food jams or jams?
Both.
Absolutely.
There's
both.
food jam and there's music jam.
Jams for jams.
And some dude got his finger jammed. It's real
Gross.
rough. What are you guys kind of doing in this situation?
I'm kind of watching the big tent, kind of waiting for Psionica to come out,
Yeah, cool.
hanging around with the tribe,
Cool.
getting to know them,
Hell yeah.
telling them what my job is, seeing what
Hell
they do.
yeah. They're cool with it. They've heard of the Watchers. They dap you up, dog. One of them passes some fucking shadow weed to you.
Oh, I shouldn't.
And then one of them is like, would you like to take a shadow shot, my dude?
I think I've had enough.
All right.
Thank you, though.
Whatever.
Cross-shaded.
Yeah, let me not get cross shaded, dog.
Oh, I got you, dog. It's all right. What is Kix doing during this?
Kix is going over to find Echo. That was an adventure. Looks like I owe you 7 gold, we'll say that, for being correct about the blue light.
I'll actually accept that.
I actually think you were going to accept that.
I will actually.
Next time I see you.
Cool.
Next time I see you.
Is this an IOU on a bet I didn't even know that I was participating in?
Yes, actually. Yes. But what do you think of all this? I don't know if I trust it. I'll be honest with you.
Oh, so it's hitting you weird that there was an entire tribe with magical crystals that could defend against the shadow and they never brought it to your city.
Yeah, more or less.
Right, yes.
More or less. I just don't trust it. You know, it's a thing of the first man who comes up and says, son,
To be fair, he did that to his mother. And you were both on board with that one.
Well, I had his sister with that one. But I trust his mother more than I trust this other fellow.
This lack of self-awareness for the greater good.
Yeah, actually. So I think we're in agreement that guard stays up. Is that?
It's been up.
You don't strike me as the person to, how do I put this into better words? Carry their own. That makes
No sense. None.
You're not a fighter, if that makes sense. Better sense.
The look of absolute offended indignation on Echo's face.
Surprise, Pikachu. Now he's still not even making eye contact. It's just straight.
Hell yeah.
I don't trust my mom. It's wrong. I trust my dad. It's wrong. I can't fucking win here.
Stop trusting people. Because to Kix, Echo not just being, tiny, it's Echo mainly being a cleric. Clerics aren't, at least to Kix, clerics aren't known to fight. And he didn't really think that you were going to be much of a tank.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Not shit touched Echo.
You don't cleric very well, if that makes any sense.
I think I cleric perfectly well for what I'm intended for.
Well, one of our own almost died, so...
Yes, well, I do remember that we were all almost dying.
Not me, though. Y'all stay safe. But for what it's worth, I will say you held your own, and you got an A+ in my book.
I appreciate it.
Well, the most backhanded A+ I've ever heard.
Yeah.
Around about this time, Psionica and Castiel, wow, and their dad come walking out of the tent. Psionica gives you a little wave.
That's my girlfriend.
They are cute. I do like Simon and Psionica. I think it's cute.
She kind of waves you over, I think.
I walk over to her.
Cool. She grabs your hand.
Hey, is everything okay?
Yeah, we're good, I think. My dad's just taking us to read some books or something.
Okay.
I might be becoming a big light bulb.
Wow. We could have used that a lot earlier, but
Yeah, well, and I don't know when they found this stuff or whatever.
well, he puts a hand on her shoulder like, do you want to become a big light bulb?
I don't know at this point. I'm not sure. I just kind of want to read. I want to see all the cards before I make a bet,
Yeah. Well, I have faith in you. You're smart and strong and
Stop it.
okay. Well, I have fun, I guess.
You can come.
Oh.
We're just reading stuff. If you want, you can help me read if you want.
Are you over by the tent?
No, Kix and Echo were kind of like on the edge having their little, we don't trust these motherfuckers powwow.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, you can
I like
see
to
Echo.
believe they were on the edge most they could get near the tribe and just kind of crossing their arms, looking at everybody with a side eye.
Of everyone at this campfire, they look the most suspicious. The tribe is suspicious of them.
They're sitting there being like, I don't know if I trust all these people, and they just look so sus. So sussy baka.
Echo, come over here.
And Echo walks over. So did we find out what we're doing? Are we...
Me and Sai are gonna read some books real quick.
And what's in these books, Castiel?
Words.
You're
Echo.
right. I'm sure there are.
So
Simon, stay out of that state.
you know how all these people are all glowed up and everything,
I noticed.
right? Well, apparently there's some kind of ritual that entails in that, and a forgotten part of our civilization of my race. It's been offered to me but I want to do my research first.
As you should. It's a ritual that we know nothing about.
If it's okay with Dad, could I call you Dad?
Yeah, you can call me Dad. That's cool.
My friend here is very proficient when it comes to the religious stuff. And I just, second pair of eyes to help me break it down a little bit more could help.
Of course.
If that's okay.
Do you trust them?
I trust Echo with my life.
Psionica? Yeah. They helped out a lot. All right. Sure. You're more than welcome.
Fantastic. For a moment, if I may, can we have a discussion?
Yes, sure.
Thank you. And
Kicks.
I'll be right back.
Kicks.
What?
You don't want to miss this. Come on.
No, this is like an Echo Castiel conversation.
Well, I know, but all of us were over in this group. You left Kicks over by themselves, so I called them over.
I feel
to
like
be
Kicks
around.
would have just followed.
Well, to be around me and Psionica.
A little Three Musketeers.
With those fucking nice legs.
Very nice legs.
Never skip leg day.
To run away with.
So
Skipped
Castiel.
every other day but leg day.
Yes.
So Castiel and Echo walk off to take the place of where Kicks and Echo
back
were.
to the edge
We
of it.
walk back over to the edge.
Yeah.
What's up?
I'm curious about all of this.
You know as much as I do, except for this religious stuff. Lost civilization.
It's not just that, it's what comes after. I'm curious to know if you're going to stay here.
What? No, I got to get back to Sandira. I'm helping with that.
Absolutely.
I mean, with
then-
all the science and everything that we have and portals and shit flying everywhere, I'll find a way back. But that, I'm not leaving him alone to deal with his father. I mean, if Sandira could, he'd be here right now with us.
I'm not talking about that part. I'm talking about the fact that we have basically uncovered that the organization that we joined is thoroughly corrupt.
Yeah, so we tear them apart from the inside out. But we start with the hidden daggers.
Echo gets like this little light in their eyes. It's like, I like that answer.
I mean, you don't think I joined the Vishtari because I liked them. No, I joined to get access to non-public information to find my sister.
And we're going to take it apart when we get back.
Well, we start with the hidden daggers. That's obviously their source of supplies. We cut off the supply chain. The Vishtari have their hands will be tied and be forced to do the right thing. And then we just pull the carpet out from under them when they stutter.
Ooh, that's a good plan. I like this plan.
Yeah.
This is
Who knew? Who knew Echo and Cass?
excellent plan. Through any means.
Most means. I'm not violently killing an innocent, if that's what you're asking.
No. That wasn't the implication.
That
wasn't the implication.
I'm not trying to get innocents caught in the crossfire either. I think there's a delicate way to do this.
A balance?
I think there is a balanced way to do this.
Done. Echoes in. Echoes
Oh,
in.
you used the magic word. You used the magic B word.
Bitch.
Yeah, that's the one
Across
we
the
said.
campsite,
Yeah.
Simon Psionica, what do you think? He points over at Echo and Cass.
What is this ritual
They're cute.
supposed to do?
They're real cute.
What is the ritual
I fist
supposed
bump
to
my
do?
girlfriend.
Apparently there's this... So these two deities, they create the balance of the shadow plane, and it's the Queen of Light and the King of Shadows. And apparently the men worship the King of Shadows and the women worship the Queen of Light. Like you saw earlier, the maidens are the followers of the Queen of Light.
As you hear Castiel say King of Shadows and Queen of Light, your heart pumps.
Like, Echo?
The first time he says it, and that's it.
So apparently, long time ago, the King of Shadows was forgotten about, and this group here that we've met up with, they found an old abandoned civilization that has, and through research and digging, they found out about, they rediscovered the King of Shadows, and upon performing this ritual, they all glow with this magical blue glowy light, and they found this ore called Starshine. I guess I don't know.
That's the rocks.
Yeah, that's the rocks. I don't know if that's
Can
what.
you get me one?
Maybe. I don't think they'd send us back out in the shadow unprepared.
I don't know these people. They may.
They may or may not. But You know, they got the glowy skin and eyes from the ritual, and then they found the ore starshine and attached it to, like, made weapons and arrowheads and studded armor out of it.
Fascinating. The rediscovery of a deity. Fascinating.
But we want to read the books about the ritual to make sure
you just go poking at it.
Yeah, I'm not going to blindly jump into a ritual. I'm not even a religious person.
And that's a choice.
But if there's an opportunity for us to, you know, put a W up on the board with this extra help.
Could use one.
Could really use one right about now. So that's why I wanted a second pair of eyes, someone who knows, who's probably very fond of loopholes in religious and sacred texts, to help me take a look at this stuff.
Yes. I would very much like to.
Hell yeah.
Fantastic.
Cool. You guys all gather together in this tent full of books, old texts. Your father's like, now, of course, not everything's here, and some of this is rewritten copies that we made to be able to travel with. A lot of it is still back in the city that we've come from, but anything that you're searching for, you should be able to find an answer to here.
Do I feel like he's telling the truth?
Roll insight.
Something he might be keeping from me?
Echo's also.
You guys think everything is lying to you?
Well, when it comes to religion,
No, that's an 8.
It's always religion with these motherfuckers, dog.
that's a 12, but when using an ability check, I can expend a side dice
Yeah?
and add that to the ability check.
We'll do it then. That's a nice 2.
That's a 14, but it is not expended if it fails.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that's part of it. If I fail the check, even after expending the dice, I don't lose it on my dice count for the day.
And you're checking to see if he's lying?
Yes.
I'll roll a dice, but I'm not going to tell you what he's rolling. He seems genuine.
Echo's hands are like itching at this point to get on these books.
You're welcome to begin. And if there's any questions you have, I can also help. I'm going to go take a hit of some shadow weed, and I'll be back.
Echo's already sitting. Echo's already grabbing books.
Why does everyone smoke weed?
Have you tried it?
No.
Simon has.
Simon's chill, dog.
You would not believe the offerings needed sometimes.
So would my D6 be considered expended or not expended?
It's expended.
Okay.
No. You begin to start researching. Everybody give me an intelligence check.
Straight
Investigation. You can use investigation, I think. Religion, I think, if you want. And maybe history.
Echo rolled a 24.
Fuck yeah.
History is the only thing I actually have anything but a 0 in.
What's up, guys? This is Tyler playing Simon. We're back to the same old shit we do every episode, and that's rolling like trash. I got a 5.
That's an 18 in history.
Nice.
Or a 16 in any other roll.
I got a 16.
It's
Nice.
a 24 in religion.
Psionica? Not as good with the books.
You know what?
Psionica
I'ma
gets
add
so bored and just starts making out with Simon.
I'm going to add a D6 to it just to bump it.
Simon's holding the book upside down and
another
hasn't
2, so
realized
that's
it yet.
Dirty 20.
Cool. So Psionica and Simon have been rereading the same book about 8 or 9 times.
The same paragraph.
Not quite getting what they need from it. They just can't stay focused. So much tension in the air. Echo and Castiel, you find a lot, man. I mean, you see the ritual. Seems pretty straight up. It looks like you have to be bathed in shadow, and there's like this dagger that has to cut you, and it's all starshine, and it's a whole. You read up on the ritual. It seems pretty straight up. It says once it's done, your body consumes the shadow and becomes one with it. It mentions some things that, like, some kind of powers, like being able to see in darkness, being able to call darkness to yourself if necessary. Echo, you read a lot about the King of Shadows and the Queen of Light, and you see a lot of mentionings of how they balanced each other out, how one was necessary for the other. Mm-hmm. You read a lot of the fact that they were together is more symbolism towards like a perfect balance that was once here. While you're reading into all of that, there's this weird moment where every now and again you'll go to read one of the lines and you'll see the scale of Kellenvor in one of the letter markings, and and then you like shake your head, go back to focus in on it. It's gone here and there, boom, boom, as you're reading all of these things.
I can't try to attune to that. Like I can't try to focus on that a little harder.
You roll me a d20 and tell me what you roll.
Okay. It's a 14.
14. Yeah. You can definitely focus in on it, and you know those symbols are happening. You can witness them. You feel your heart start to pump anytime you see mentionings of the King of Shadows and the Queen of Night that fill your body with a pumping adrenaline. It's not fear that you feel. It's opportunity. It's opportunity for correction. And as you continue to kind of focus in on that, your body gets a little woozy.
Not woozy.
Just a little woozy.
Castiel, I think I'm voting that you do it.
Everything looks good?
I'm voting that you both do it.
I feel cyan on everything that we've read into and caught up on.
Sorry, what?
I mean, everything here seems legit.
You hear that, Simon? It's all legit.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, what do you want to do?
I just feel like we're kind of getting off task. Mom needed us to go to Lunas, and now Dad is kind of like here, kind of asking us to do a lot. It's just a lot. I really, after that shit with the shadows kind of swallowing us, maybe this is the best thing to do, but I think I just need maybe just a night to just kind of think about it, if that's okay.
Yeah, of course. I just wanted you to know that they're saying this is a male thing, and if it's something you want, I support you.
I appreciate it. I just don't know. I don't know.
It's a big ask. She needs to sleep on it.
It is a big ask. And I know for a fact that if we're going to get across these lands safely to Lunos, I think I'm going to do it. I think I'm going to go ahead and do it. That way we just have that little extra protection.
At the very least, we just get a lot of rocks.
Okay. All right. The rocks are cool, I guess.
Cyanica, are you comfortable if you do decide to do it? That would mean you do it alone. Are you okay with that?
Let's just sleep on it and
I think
work on it tomorrow. But now we have the information, so now we sleep on it, think about it, and talk more in the morning.
Yeah, that sounds good. When would you be thinking about going through with it?
I mean, if we've got to get to Luna soon, it depends on if they're traveling our direction or not. I mean, if we're going our separate ways after this, it'd have to be soon.
Your father kind of comes in at this point. He's just been kind of standing outside smoking a J.
Eavesdropping.
Like a dad does.
Eavesdropping and smoking a J. And he looks in and goes, if the ceremony needs to be done soon, it only takes a few hours, and we could do it tomorrow if you're certain.
I think we're at the point of we're going to sleep on it tonight.
I understand. I'm just letting you know kind of the time scheme. And if you guys would like, we can also take you to Lunas if necessary. We can guarantee you protection there, since it seems your lantern burned out, unfortunately.
Yeah.
It's the least I can do for my children to make sure you're safe to Lunas. Well, if any of you are interested in the festivities as well, you're more than welcome to join. We will be getting wild tonight.
Echo kind of just like quickly raises their hand. Can I stay in here?
Of course.
I can.
Yes, of course. Just please be careful.
Naturally.
Of course.
Cyanica, would you like to turn in for the night, or?
Yeah, I think we should go lay down.
Is she still hurt? She's still hurt, right?
Yeah, everybody's still a little hurt. Yeah.
Echo like holds out their hand, kind of just like as like a little like. It looks a little awkward, but it looks like Echo's trying to offer like some kind of friendly fist bump to Psionica.
Yeah.
Right? It's healing touch.
Yeah, sure.
Fantastic. Ooh, nope, that's a 7 altogether.
That's good. Okay. And that healing energy kind of pumps through her.
Echo doesn't say anything about it, just does it, and then goes right back into these damn books.
And she goes, I actually feel better. Huh.
It's insane what not bleeding to death can do.
Right. All right. Well, everybody, great job today. Thank you all for your hard work. I feel like a manager giving this speech. I'm sorry.
Go to sleep.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to bed. Kix, what are you gonna do?
I'll read a little bit more.
Cool.
I will see you tomorrow
Yeah.
if you
for
survive
sure.
the night. If you don't, I'll give my formal apologies to whoever cares.
Fair enough. And she gives you your secret high five.
Woogity, woogity, woogity.
And she goes to sleeping bag.
And Simon goes with her.
Yeah.
I'm going to stay in here with the books, too.
Cool. We cut away to Simon and Psionica. She kind of is laying there, kind of getting comfortable and everything. She just kind of lets out a big ass sigh. Annika. Sorry.
Fucking hate you.
Hey, Sai,
Yeah.
I want to apologize.
For what?
I can't stop thinking about a few days ago when obviously something was bothering you, and instead of just being there, I kind of wanted to beg an answer out of you. And you've had a very big week. You don't have to tell me what's on your mind. But what I would like to say is that in this big veil of darkness, you've been like my brightest burning star, and I can't thank you enough for that. And if it means anything, you can set yourself free and not live for anybody else. I want you to follow your heart, but I want you to nurture it on the way too. Because you deserve a life where someday, instead of trying to move mountains every day, they can move you for a change.
I think Psionica takes your hand, squeezes it real tight, and kind of like nuzzles into you. I really appreciate that. It has been a lot, and my brother seems so set on getting back out of here and helping his friends, and I get it, and that's awesome. I feel like I just got to seeing him again, and it feels like he's getting taken away again, and it sucks, but I know he'll come back. And
yes, but I think between the Watchers and now that we're in contact with the tribe again, if you wanted to go with him, that's okay. At the end of all this, you're the only one who has to live with your decisions, and I'll see you again. If they can get here and leave, then we'll find a way back if that's what you choose, but I would hate for you to get what you've been looking for so long, just to have it gone again. And I think I'd rather see you go be happy than stay here and worry and feel like you have to live for someone else,
I think as you get those last words out of your mouth, I think she kisses you and plays with the little flippy scales in the back of your neck. And she says, "You are too good for me sometimes, you know that. I am in a situation that is very difficult, but there's one thing I know for sure, and it's that I don't want anything if it's without you with me. You have been someone that I can rely on and cling to when everything's gotten difficult, and you've done such a great job. And while, yes, I do love my brother, and I love my mom and I am getting to know my dad. And you hear from his dad going, oh, even though I care about all of them and they are my family, you're more than that. And I'm not just going to give up on you to pursue them. I'm my own person.
Yeah.
I can do what I wish. I don't have to be attached to my brother's hip. He's very competent, clearly.
Oh, I 100% agree. Obviously I'm not going to tell you what to do. I never have.
Now, I will say this. There seemed to be a little bit of a vibe of like Echo and Castiel.
Listen.
They were giving off vibes of like wanting to like burn the Vishtari to the ground, and like I might have to go be a part of that. Just a little bit of that.
Well, hey, listen.
They just don't know about Ms. Buns.
Echo said anarchy.
Just that one fucking dragonborn. If I can get my hands on his golden fucking ass and rip it off.
Well,
I feel like Psionica also feels it deep in her soul, even though she doesn't know Echo well enough. Echo would let her have that shot. Echo would let her behead that man.
Well, then how about this? We help them get where they're going. We figure out what it is there is left for us to do here. Let's go get you that dragonborn.
I feel like throughout the entire monologue, I feel like Simon going, let's get you that dragonborn, was probably the sweetest thing he actually said.
Yeah.
And the rest of it was really good.
Psionica, I just wanted you to know that I'm not just here for you as my partner, that I genuinely care about your happiness and your heart and your well-being, and nothing more I want in this world than to see you happy, no matter where that puts me, honestly. Trust me, I enjoy being here with you and all of it. It's a love beyond me. So.
Thanks. I love you.
I love you too.
And she gives you a kiss, and then she passes out
And
from just exhaustion.
And Simon goes to sleep with a little smile on his sneaky face.
Nice. Very cute.
A little blip,
Very cute.
Did you guys like that?
That was really good. I enjoyed it.
Oh my God. We're still playing, guys. Back off.
Sorry. We got excited.
All right.
Sorry.
Now we cut back to the tent. Are you guys looking for anything in particular still? Is there anything else we're going for here?
Just making sure there's no weird gaps that they quote unquote left out.
Right.
Or something seems like, oh, there seems to be a whole chapter missing here that they like any weird at this point. Now that we know the context, I'm looking more for, so is there a weird gap between chapter 1 and chapter 2?
Right. Yeah. You can roll investigation on that.
Echo's chasing that
chasing the
adrenaline,
high.
like obsessively chasing it. And like, I feel like it's almost like old habit from how they were before they joined the Vishtari. They've got like an open notebook. I feel like Castiel and Kix both noticed that this thing's empty.
Yeah.
It's an empty blank notebook, but Echo's like tracing a finger across the pages as if they're writing. And it's frantic. This looks like habitual practice.
I love it. Cool.
Just retranscribing things over, things that might be of interest, chasing whatever that was.
Awesome. Do you guys plan on sleeping?
Yeah, in a minute.
I'm
All
gonna
right,
meditate.
just making sure.
Everything I've read, I'm gonna meditate on it for 4 hours.
Yeah, cool. I'm gonna meditate on it for about 4 hours and see what
Just
I think.
going over it in my head.
Yeah, what'd you roll in that investigation?
2.
Yeah, nope. There's no breaks, no cuts, or anything like that. It's pretty straightforward. Kix, is there anything you're doing specifically?
Kix is more so reading on the Maidens of Light, going through, because we heard about a lot of the Kings of the Shadows, but he wants to get into more of the background of the maidens, how you become a maiden, and like what their duties are.
Aw,
Right.
kind of like checking in on what could happen to his friend.
Yeah.
Aw.
And if there's like any like
Cute.
threatening practices going on to become a maiden or to become like a beacon of light.
Right. Roll me history, investigation, insight, religion.
19.
I don't know why I said insight, but we're good with it. Here we go. So you're reading through a lot of the Maidens of Light. You kind of know some of this since they're an existing figurehead in the cities. The Maidens of Light all protect. There's a couple in each city here and there. Their job is making sure that this big old bubble of light stays intact. They do a lot of the upkeep, maintenance of that, as well as dictating people underneath them to help them with keeping that going. They have a ritual that they go through that is a very emotional based. It's a lot of love, taking the things that you love the most and shifting that desire towards light. So it's sort of like a giving up what you care about the most to protect it eternally. You know, it's a very unfortunate and kind of unfair trade-off, but you read onto it and it reads as like an incomplete ritual can tend to give false power. You read that there are parts where it mentions where the bubbles are not as sustainable. They're weaker. They are interact with a bull, and sometimes become penetrable. But I think that's what you get mostly. It's just a big willingness to accept that you have to give up everything to protect everything, sort of. One thing that you find is there's a more limited number of maidens. You do see a little bit of the mentionings of the males. It's kind of like their ritual is less meaningful and less impactful to the world because the shadow that is created from the light is so vast that there's so much more allowed to be there. So it's generally the scope of maidens to night men is very different. There's a lot less maidens generally because it's a lot more difficult to do. Is that it for everyone?
I think so.
Night time?
Night time.
Everybody wake up in daytime?
Well, it's still dark out.
Yeah. But it's daytime dark.
Long rest.
Long rest happens. Ooh. Everybody heals up. Psionica wakes up. I feel better. She rolls over, kisses her snake boyfriend.
I was going to sneak outside of her tent and I wanted to be ready.
Okay.
Creep.
Oh, I was going to sneak over and kiss Simon before her.
She goes to start walking out of the tent.
And I stick my foot out.
Oh. Make a stealth check.
Sure.
What'd you get?
2 plus 8.
Get another 2.
Jumps.
13.
Yeah, no, sir. Not it. You get to keep that dice at least. She sees your foot and takes her foot and kind of lifts up underneath yours, and you basically do a little split.
Fuck.
She goes, "You gotta wake up a little earlier. I'm in my game right now, dog."
Simon walks out, his chess pieces on backwards.
I look up at her and was like, "How you feeling?"
Better, a lot better actually. Thanks. How about you?
I'm good.
You think you're gonna do it?
I mean, between what I found and what Echo found and even what Kix found, everything seems legit. Cool. Doesn't seem to be any gotchas or loopholes or you now sell your soul to the Demon King forever.
Oh, that might still happen.
Okay.
So,
all right.
I think it could be very useful in the coming days.
That's good. I think I'm going to hold off, if that's okay.
It's you. You do whatever you want. I just wanted you to know that I supported you when they were saying that this was a dude thing and you're not a dude. And
thanks. I really appreciate it.
I just wanted you to know that I supported you no matter what.
Wait, you're not a dude?
Shut up, Simon.
That was all. You don't want it, you don't want it.
Thanks. I appreciate it. I think there will be a time for it, but I think I want to hold off just a little more. Well, until we're done with this job, at least.
Well, Cass, if it means needs anything, we'll be there for you. And he sticks out a hand.
I put a hand on Simon's shoulder and say, "Thanks, bud."
Boys. And then she kind of walks past you guys.
Sorry, there was one other thing I wanted to talk about.
She turns around. Yeah?
Do you want to take down the Vishtari with us?
Oh my God. I thought you guys were kind of thinking about, I picked up a little bit of your thoughts from there, and I was so hoping you guys would let me get Pender.
I feel like that's when Echo walks up and it's just a very matter of fact, no shit.
Oh,
See a big smile on Simon's face.
You didn't think I was going to pop in and
damn.
then leave you here?
No, I wanted to kill him.
The Vishtari is the reason you got thrown back here without...
Oh, if you really think about it, they're kind of the reason you lost your arm. It's kind of like all their fault when you look at it.
Butterfly effect, really.
Yeah, it's all
fucked.
hidden daggers, Vishtari. It's all got to come down.
Simon goes, "Hey, I know this is none of my business and all, or not really, I'm involved, but she's got dibs on the Dragonborn."
Oh, no one
No
was arguing
shit.
that.
Okay.
That's what she just said.
Why,
say that.
Simon, why are you...
I'm still waking up as he turns his chest piece
about to
around.
say something.
Okay, all right. So what, are you going to do this ritual today? You going to knock this shit out?
I think so.
All right. Dad comes out from behind the tent. Yeah.
Simon answers also.
Everyone looks at Simon for a second.
Oh, I thought she said Simon.
He gives a little pat on the back.
All
Good
right.
job, buddy.
Father.
And she gets real red and goes and hides back in the tent for a second.
Are you fucking kidding me?
I can't hear you over my buckles.
I think you missed one.
Oh, yeah. And he's also making a sound effect as he does it.
It's on backwards.
Because it's all leather.
No, maybe it's still backwards. Maybe you should try again.
Oh, you're right. He undoes all of them.
Your dad comes up and goes, all right, have you decided, son, what your plan is?
Yeah, I think I'm going to do this ritual.
Woo! He gets really excited and starts jumping around and stuff. And he goes, all right, well, we'll make preparations right now and get you ready. All right?
Sounds good.
Awesome. Let's get the arrangements set up. Arrangements get set up. You are covered in a dust.
I was just curious if it looked really culty or...
No, it probably absolutely.
To you, right, at this moment, the way that you've been playing this, yeah, it probably looks kind of culty. But to normal people, it probably looks like some kind of tribal ritual, you know?
Cool enough. I was just curious. Painting a picture.
As he's kind of talking to you guys and everything, he kind of points just off from the hill that you guys are on. And he goes, if you look just out there, actually, you can see the top of the tallest tower in the city of Loomis. And as you guys look out, surely enough, you see the very top of the tower. You're covered in this starshine dust. You are put in very basic leathers.
I'm going to have to clean that out later.
I think they removed the arm, actually, if that's okay.
Oh.
Echo has it. It's in the bag.
Okay.
If that's okay, yeah. I think that they don't want to interfere with it. And after a certain point, your dad comes up and he has this dagger of starshine. Castiel, my son, I have been blessed with the opportunity to give you the gift of the King of Shadows. You shall become a child of the shadows, one with it, enveloped in darkness, to protect the light which creates you. This power is used for protection, not for malice. You shall be discreet and unseen to your enemies, and you will be a warm, dark place for your friends to hide. Do you accept this gift?
I accept it.
He takes the dagger, and he slices it across your chest. Blood pours out of your chest. As it pours out and mingles with the starshine dust, it begins to start glowing. And you absorb this dust as your blood comes back into your chest. You feel almost itchy at first. You can feel the bits of dust and flecks flowing through your veins. And then all of a sudden, you feel this beat in your heart. Echo, you pass out.
Oh, fuck.
Instantaneously, all of you see Echo just drop. Kix, Psionica, and Simon, make me perception checks. Not good. 18. Okay.
10.
Okay. Simon, you, as you're just kind of experiencing this, you just happen to turn your head towards the tower that was pointed out. And you see a green bolt of lightning strike from the tower. A loud booming voice fills the shadow plains. Castiel, you've done stuck your nose where it don't belong, boy. And you hear the voice of Crookjaw engulfing the shadow plains. Simon, you see this bolt that is off in the distance start traveling towards Castiel very fast. And all of a sudden, before you can even notice it, there's this arrow coming towards Castiel.
He jumps in front of it.
Okay.
He kind of runs in front of Castiel and tries to put his hands on his shoulders, like trying to pull him down.
Cool. The arrow connects to Simon. All of a sudden, you all see arcs of green energy wrap around Simon's body. You hear an ancient word being muttered. None of you have heard this language before. No one's sure what is said as this green energy wisps around and pulls what looks to be the soul out of Simon.
Can I feel this happening?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You feel it rip out of you, and you can feel you're super tired. Like you've lived for 1,000,000 years, and it's time for you to rest.
I think as I go down, I kind of look Cass in the eyes, and I just say,
No, stay with me.
Finish this. And he just kind of turns towards Psionica.
Psionica is already down on the ground, like you're in between both of them holding you, and she's like, no. You're okay. That was just one arrow.
I don't think so.
And with that, an arrow enchanted with the magic of power word kill eliminates Simon. He's gone. We cut to Echo.
Fuck. Okay.
Echo.
Yeah, Echo.
You stand in front of a large mansion in the middle of the pouring rain. In the front of the doors, you see a giant insignia of a balancing scale.
Well, at least it's not a campfire this time. And Echo is polite enough to at least knock.
As you go to knock, the door opens.
Yeah, they're walking in. They are walking right on in.
You walk in, and there's this perfect, completely clean corridor. There's a couple of rooms off to the side, and you see one room in particular has a little bit of light coming from it.
It's not even cautious. Echo's just walking. Like there's no caution.
You go into this room. You see a very, very uncomfortable looking chair. And sitting on top of it is a man who you've seen a couple of times before now. But this time he is in a very, very fluffy, comfy, like what looks to be like a bathrobe, sitting in this chair. And he looks to you. Well, hello. And as he says that, you can feel this warmth kind of fill your body. And just as soon as your body heats from these words, as they leave you, the cold comes in. It's like it's like a peppermint.
Hello.
You know, I've been watching you for a long time, Echo.
I'd like to think I've been following just as long.
Of course. This little game of chase that is religion. And as he's talking, you notice this is just a giant library. Mm-hmm. And you see an individual up on one of the bookshelves looking for a book. And you see another individual is attached to a like a torture rack and is tied up to it. And every little amount of time, there's another click and a scream is let out. And as that first is let out, Kellenvor says, Ilmater, please, let's dial it back a bit. I understand you're carrying the suffering of others. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. It's my time now. Come on. Anyways, Echo, here's the good news. You are one of my favorite little followers. You've done a very wonderful job with your discretion towards balance. It's why I decided to push you, in a way, towards the Shadow Plains, because I believe you can help bring the Shadow King back into the fold and bring that plane back into balance.
Bring him back from where?
Right. Well, that's sort of the thing with piety, isn't it? He has not been worshipped for a very long time, so he is in a very weak state. He is somewhere. We cannot reach him. Me, Ilmater, or my other friend Tia here. We have been searching to try and help this land, but as we are the gods we are, there's only so much we can do without our followers. And unlike these two, my followers are very competent. And Tia is like, all right, shut up before that. Your followers are all prissy and whatever, but mine are just. Kellenvor kind of rolls his eyes.
Yeah, because we both know what Echo's been up to.
Right. He looks at you and goes, we've been doing this thing. I give you power. You continue the balance. Have your own projects. We understand ourselves. This is an opportunity to gain more of that power. If you can connect these lands, this tribe and the Maidens of Light back together and begin the cycle of balance again for this land, I will be able to lend you more power. We need the Shadow King, and we need him soon.
Then I'll find him.
That's why you're my favorite one. All right. Well, it's a pleasure to finally speak with you. And he reaches a hand out.
Yeah, Echo's shaking his hand. Like,
as you reach your hand out,
yeah.
I'm assuming you're wearing some kind of glove, right?
Yeah.
As you reach your hand out, the black ichor that covered your hands spews out from the glove and wraps onto his. He stumbles and looks down and goes, it appears I've been cursed. Well,
wait, what?
This place gets staticky.
No.
He looks at you and waves his hand, and you feel something deep down in you sort of awaken. It's going to take a little bit more time to get to it. But he looks at you and goes, you should really look into yourself. I'll deal with this. I'm capable. I don't blame you. And he wipes his hand, and all of a sudden you are awake face down on the ground in the Shadow Plains again. Cool. So, Echo, you wake up to the scene. You see Castiel and Psionica holding a dead Simon. You see Kix. How's Kix reacting to all of this?
Kix is neither near them nor near Echo, and he's in the back, hands behind his back. You don't see any emotion on his face, but on the inside, he's screaming.
Right.
Echo.
Yeah, Echo's gentle repose. Right?
Right.
Yeah.
And gentle repose does what? It holds the body.
It basically just
keeps it fresh for 10
keeps
days.
it refrigerated,
Like
essentially.
a freezer mode. Cool. You refrigerate the
For 10
body.
days.
That's all you can do.
I'm a grave cleric. Bringing people back is not necessarily what I'm supposed to be doing. My entire thing is making sure they stay in the ground. This is what I can do.
Psionica goes into an absolute fit. She loses herself, sort of. And you hear her screaming and wailing and rolling around on the ground. And she rolls over to Simon and she punches him right in the chest until her hand begins to start bleeding. And she's just yelling, "Come back! Just come back!"
I wrap my arms around Sai and I pull her back.
As you go to pull her back, she looks up to the sky, and all of a sudden, all of you are blinded. A massive flash of light, like a flashbang, fills the area, and then it sucks back into its focal point, which was Psionica, who now is changed. Her eyes are a bright red, and she is giving off a very hot white glow.
Is this like Maiden of Light territory that we've
Yes,
been reading about?
I would say that was
Yes, it is.
a ritual completed.
And she stands up and screams, and the ground shakes a little from how upset she is. And she looks back at you and says, "I think the Dragonborn can wait. Well, one of them at least." And she begins to start walking towards the castle. Castiel, you feel your blood pumping through your body. That itchiness has faded, and now there's this coolness, like peppermint.
A lot of peppermint going along.
But you are filled with this cold feeling as your body chills, and you feel your skin becomes a little darker, and there's parts of it where blue lines have begun to streak through. Your eyes engulf in blue. There's no more pupil. It is just this blue, overwhelming light. And you feel this massive, I guess the best word for it would be a network. That every shadow near you can feel. And in a place like the Shadow Plains, it's everything around you engulfed. Is there anything that you think to do off the top of your head?
The only thing that's going through his mind right now is just silently to himself. He's saying, "Quickjaw, I will find you, and I will kill you."
Do you follow behind your sister?
Yeah, I think it's time to go.
As you follow behind her, you realize that directly behind her, there's this long shadow. This very long spot. And as you're following behind her, you start to walk in that shadow. And you can feel your feet travel downward. You don't know what's happening at first, but it feels right. It feels okay. It doesn't feel like you're going to be harmed. And you can hear your father go, "That's my boy," as you walk into the shadow underneath your sister. And you can see above you, there she is walking. And there you are in complete concealment. And after a amount of time, you come back up. You feel like there was an inability to breathe in that area, but while you were there, you were gone. No one could see you. Other gifts have also been given to you, but we'll get to those. As you two begin to walk off, your father calls out to both of you and says, "Castiel, Psionica, stop that. When there's, you can't go yet." And he requests both of you to come back. "I promise I will not interfere with your vengeance, but at least allow us to help you."
I grab Sai's hand and I stop. I don't turn around yet. I just stop.
She stops because of you. And that's the only reason she stops. And he looks at both of you and says, "Any minute now, the other half of our tribe should be here. There's a very capable man that should be able to help you get a grasp on your powers. Just give me a short amount of time.
I take a deep breath. Sigh, I think he's right. I don't think we should go in this blind. If there's help, we need to take all the help we can get.
You both have gone through a lot, and if you don't wait long enough for this man to get here, I'm worried that someone who has the power to remove the life force from somebody in a single arrow will not be able to be stopped. And he also begins to wave to his people. Gather as much of the star shine as you possibly can. We need to prepare. Give everything we can to help my daughter and son. And everybody begins to start scattering, searching for things. After a short amount of time, a group of individuals riding what look to be horses, but like the silhouette of a horse, come running up. And at that point, Nox looks up and says, "Here they are now.
Yes.
I need your help, my brother. First and foremost, allow me to introduce you to Castiel and Psionica,
The fuck?
You look so proud of yourself.
Allow me to introduce you to Castiel and Psionica, my children."
He reaches out an arm. I've heard so much about you two.
Castiel is still missing an arm.
Oh shit. I walked off without an arm.
Yeah.
That's how heated he was.
Echo.
Yeah, Echo's throwing it at you from the bag of holding. Echo's also currently trying to move Simon's body somewhere safely.
Oh, that's so unfortunate. He was a watcher.
Yes, and he was a good man. My son has just recently gone through the ritual, and apparently so has my daughter. We know who did this. They're in the town of Lunas. I can only ask someone who is as competent as you are with the shadow to please guide them and keep them safe.
Of course, my brother. No questions asked.
I'm thinking the right move here is for me to go back to Noctis and fill them in. Now that we've found 2 of the children that were lost, this is where we can start to rebuild. And my daughter and my son and their friends have brought up very good points about the bigger picture, as you will.
Okay, so
He reaches out a hand to shake, and
Predator handshake,
the classic Predator handshake,
So-
and a kiss on the lips.
mhm.
And then
as is tradition in this tribe.
and he goes, "Please keep them all safe in your shadow."
Of course. And you all be safe getting back. Tell your wife I said hello.
Weird, but okay. I'll tell your wife you said hello as well.
Oh, of course.
All right.
It was a pleasure to make your acquaintances. Me and your father, we started this tribe some years ago. And I've become very in tune with the shadow that veils this place. And I think I can get you to Luna's pretty quick.
What does Amicus look like?
Amicus,
Huge dick. Huge.
That's all you decided on so far. Don't leave the rest of it.
the way I picture Amicus, man, he's got he's wearing pelts, but they're of shadow beasts. So it's almost like he's a shadow elf, but the pelts are even darker. They almost look like a void draped across him. He's got like the classic thing across his
That Banta black.
exactly, and then he's got and he has a quiver strapped across his back, and you notice that the bow is sitting there with it. And he's got that blue glow as well. And he's different. He's got the little blue streaks in his hair because he's got one of those little like mohawks that are just the center right there, and it's laying over.
How they're bringing back the mohawk in his characters.
Hell yeah.
Your father looks to you and says, Amicus is my most trusted friend. He will keep you safe. He will teach you how to use your shadows. I'm sure of it. I'm going to see if I can get any kind of support from your mother and the rest of the city. Be careful, my son. Don't die. He brings you in close, and he walks up to your sister and says, my daughter, I know you've gone through a great loss, and I'm truly sorry. If there's anything we can do, we will. Your friend the cleric has preserved the body. There might be hope yet. And from there, he nods to your sister and gives her a hug. And he looks at both of you and says, I hope we get the opportunity to talk again under a different circumstance. And then he claps, and everybody who's in this tribe summon these horses from their shadow, hop on them, and ride off into the night.
Hey there, it's Tyler. The holidays are here, and like me, I'm sure you're enjoying present and also time with people you can tolerate. We sincerely hope you've enjoyed this episode, and you may be surprised to hear this, but there are even more twists and turns on the horizon, so be sure to tune in on December 29th, where we return to Sandira and Arania for their castle heist. If you've been along for the ride thus far, we cannot thank you enough. We started recording this show around a year ago now, and it's so cool seeing more and more people getting into it. Be sure to follow us on Twitter and Instagram at AreWeLegend to keep up with everything we've got going on and to keep up with new episode releases. If you're listening on Spotify, you'll notice we now have a Q&A for every episode. Be sure to check it out and let us know your thoughts on the episode and how you would have played it so much better. But wherever you're listening, be sure to follow, rate, like, whatever you can do to help push us in the algorithms. Plus, we really just enjoy hearing from you guys, and we always respond. Be safe and enjoy the holidays. This time of year is different for everyone, and there's no better way to spread some cheer than to just be present, so let someone know you're thinking about them. Until next time, we are Legends in Training.